Hi, and good evening. My name is Kevin Dougherty. I'm the Dean of Enrollment Management here at LaSalle College High School, and we could not be more excited to be hosting our STEAM night for 2020. I got to give a shout out to all of those that are on our virtual session this evening. There's almost 24 LaSalle students and more than half a dozen LaSalle faculty members whose efforts have gone into pulling this event off. For our prospective students that are out there, just hold tight. You will be in the virtual world created by our LaSalle students in less than 15 or 20 minutes. We just have a little bit of a presentation to all of you guys before you get started in the virtual world. So, let us remember, like we always do here at LaSalle, to begin everything, that we're always and everywhere in the holy presence of God. St. John Baptist de LaSalle,
pray for us.
We'll put Jesus in our hearts.
Forever.
So again, my name is Kevin Dougherty, and welcome. Thank you so much for your interest in LaSalle. I could not be more impressed with the effort that our community has put forth to pull this evening off, and I hope that somewhere along the way this evening, you guys can appreciate all the hard work put in by our students and faculty. One of my biggest regrets, I'm a graduate of the class of 2000, and I was very fortunate to attend LaSalle High School. I'm the son of a homicide tech from Philadelphia and a teacher, so I was, able to come and have access to LaSalle education through financial aid. However, I can't help but to look back to regret not getting more involved in technology when I was a student. With our 20+ technology courses, multiple robotics teams now, our lab manager program, also being the only level 1 Microsoft IT Academy in the tri-state area, there is so much to do here in terms of technology and STEAM. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over actually to our Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Barna, who's actually a graduate as well of LaSalle, to talk about how LaSalle College High School and this institution responded to the continuity of education during COVID-19. Mr. Bonner?
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Dougherty. And I want to echo what Mr. Dougherty said about how excited we are to share with you tonight our technology program and what it means for students here at LaSalle. Right over my shoulder here, I don't know if you guys can see him, we have a gentleman in the server room behind me who is in the process of monitoring and maintaining the Minecraft environment that you'll be experiencing shortly. And that's what's so exciting. The environment that we're surrounded in here is a production environment that students are a part of all the time. But I'm going to let Mr. Johnson get to that in a little bit. A little over 18 months ago, LaSalle embarked on a journey to revamp the way that we handle teaching and learning in the online space. And in doing that, we really wanted to look at a couple of different things, but it came down to two major pieces. And I think the amazing thing is that a lot of parents are more familiar now with these terms than they would have been 6 months ago. And those are synchronous and asynchronous models of learning. And basically what that means is live and streamed, just like you're seeing right now, just like you're seeing me sitting in my office, versus the kind of things where assignments are posted and graded in the online space. So when we went down that process, we sort of ended up coming up with a couple of different candidates that were able to meet the needs that we had. And what I want to sort of talk to you about tonight is what we ended up doing 18 months ago that really positioned LaSalle in an amazing place to be able to provide such a great response to the COVID crisis. Basically, we were really prepared on day one to handle the COVID crisis. Every one of our faculty are equipped with a one-to-one tablet program that they have been for a little over, or just about 2 decades. We provided a headset and we provided what we call Blackboard Collaborate. And that's the environment that you're in right now. The environment really provided for synchronous classes with face-to-face instruction. So what you're seeing is a PowerPoint on the screen and me talking at my desk. Our students were experiencing that on day one. So it was so exciting to be able to see that kind of immersive experience provided to our students the first day that they had to be out of the classroom. We also translated that, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that in a second, about how we translated those same experiences to the academics and to the clubs and activity spaces. And then finally, how we translated that even further into the live and performing arts. So our classroom experience, like I said, we revamped our schedule. We produced a schedule that we felt that could better meet our students' needs. We had our students streaming live, and we could see them face to face in the environment. This on the left here, this is a picture of our principal, Mr. O'Toole, who was teaching from his dining room table in English class, synchronously to every one of his students. So the excitement that our students were able to keep moving and keep moving forward in their advanced curriculum really was palpable, even in the online space. And anybody who follows us on social media was really able to see that. A lot of the things that we did were to leverage some of the tools inside of this software package called Blackboard Classroom that involve things like active polling and face-to-face discussions and even timing things in breakout groups. So we were able to have our kids go into these little breakout groups so they could have those kind of discussions. We even were able to bring in, and it was actually even easier than in our normal classroom space, to bring in guest speakers. And so this picture on the right here is actually it's not the best, but it just sort of demonstrates a sports psychologist speaking to Mr. Parisi's AP psychology class towards the end of his school year. So a guest speaker was able to come into the class and meet with them. In week 1 of our transition, we actually hosted over 1,400 individual classes with over 1,200 participants each day. So every single student on our campus was participating in a live class from day 1 in our environment. So it's pretty exciting that way. The other parts that really started to happen right after were the transitions into the music and arts and clubs and activities. Our students, and you've got to check this out if you haven't seen it yet on our YouTube page, produce some of the most amazing productions of the theater production, and our band was practicing synchronously with each other. And these are things that have been posted on our social media and our YouTube page. The production of What I Do for Love, I think is the song, will bring tears to your eyes. It's so well done, it's so well produced, and of course the performance itself is stunning. Similar to that, though, we looked at different areas. Teaching technology, what did we do? Well, we shifted to the cloud. Normally, we use our robust computer labs and our amazing technology that's here on campus to teach really high-level server classes, and we had to quickly figure out what was that going to look like in a remote space. Well, what does it look like for anybody in a remote space? Well, we used the cloud, and students immediately gained access to Microsoft Azure and cloud infrastructure that made it so they could have their own servers even in their home. During the last year, at the end of the last year, we actually certified over about 35 students in network administration and server administration. We also introduced a feature called Folding at Home, where our students literally took our infrastructure that was being underutilized without students on campus and started folding proteins and mapping proteins to more quickly solve the COVID-19 crisis. And again, check that out on our website if you have a chance. It's an amazing project, all student-led and all driven by guys like Ryan Keenan right behind me here. I already mentioned this in a way, but our performing arts was enhanced by our WEXP program. So multimedia program was really shined in this moment of COVID, where we produced some of the really most remarkable episodes that we had seen at WXP of guys sitting literally in their basement talking and reporting about life at LaSalle and what the COVID crisis had meant to the students. So including the middle slide there of washing your hands to the alma mater. We also took a step forward in our esports competitions, and we had a school-wide esports competition with live Twitch streaming, a lot like you're actually going to see tonight, and our commentators. So all throughout the area, our students were able to participate in an esports competition and really get that feeling of camaraderie and community while being safely apart. So that was pretty amazing too, and a really well done kudos to our guys. By the end of the term, we had created over 4,000 hours of content and hosted over 14,000 collaborate sessions, just like you're in here. So students never missed a beat in terms of the experience that they had gained by the end of last year. And what does that look like today, though? How did we translate that in the new year once we had a summer to think about that? Well, we took it and we created a hybrid classroom model where we took existing technology, paired it with a couple of new pieces, and really sort of led the way forward with our new experience. We basically implemented a dock, a webcam, and a speakerphone into every classroom. And those three pieces brought together a really immersive experience for students both on campus and off campus. So the remote learners and the in-person learners are really getting the same experience from their teachers. And these pictures here barely do it justice, but you're going to see tonight what that experience is like for our remote students. You can see Mr. Zanio up here sanitizing his desk before he gets started, and our remote students in the classroom right up here. We also have Mr. Lyons right here getting ready and teaching a couple of upperclassmen while also teaching remote students, and then a dissection of a starfish here that you're going to see live tonight. So without me going any further into what's going on here at LaSalle, let me hand it over to Mr. Barna, our STEAM coordinator. Mr. Barna is going to talk to you a little bit about what is going on here at LaSalle in terms of the STEAM initiative. Mr. Barna, take it away.
All righty. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Bonner. That was incredibly impressive, and certainly something that had me thinking about long and hard in terms of everything that we've done in such a small amount of time. Good evening and welcome. My name is Tom Barna. Welcome to this special event. My role here at LaSalle, aside from being a full-time science teacher, is our school's director of our STEAM initiative. And what I would like to do this evening to start is quickly tell you a few things about what a STEAM initiative is and what STEAM learning and STEAM teaching is all about. Okay, it shouldn't surprise anyone that it starts with science and it infuses all the related disciplines that would complement science as a whole. So technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, to be more specific. Science, as you're probably well aware, embodies the verb of a process, and the process specific to science is the scientific method. Experimentation, making observations, collecting data, analyzing that data, and then revisiting the original problem to see if the job was accomplished. Aside from the scientific method, we intentionally bring together another process, and that process is known as the engineering design process. It is exactly as it would sound. However, there are a few hallmarks that need to be pointed out. The engineering design process cornerstones itself on the collaboration process. So we're talking about students getting together in groups, in teams, in solving that process collectively. We're talking about things like prototyping, about coming up with a creative design that can solve the process, something that we engineer, something that we build, something that ultimately hopes to solve the problem that originally was identified. And finally, one thing that should never be understated is the fact that we don't expect to get it right the first time. That's all part of the process. So failure is an acceptable outcome. And it's actually an expected part of the process because the whole iteration part is part and parcel to the engineering design process. So take the scientific method, we take the engineering design process, we put them together, and we use this teaching and learning strategy, this STEAM mindset, to create a curriculum, to develop a co-curriculum and extracurricular activities. We also put on special programs throughout the year, whether it's hosting first LEGO League Robotics middle school tournament, whether it's running a STEAM camp, or whether it's a very special program like an admission STEAM night that you're experiencing this evening. Tonight's evening is special in a number of ways, but I would like to start off by at least letting you know that this is our third admission STEAM night, and like the other two, we are proud to advertise that this is 100% original. Nothing here has been copied from a previous year, from another program. It hasn't been pirated from the internet. Everything you're seeing here this evening that your sons are going to be experiencing in a few moments is completely authentic. So we're pretty excited about being able to pull something like that off. Back in August, we realized that we would have to do this virtually. We also were perplexed because we knew in the past we would always present challenges and have students build things as a team to try to solve the challenges. Well, this time we had to trade the real world with the virtual world. And what we decided to do was we decided to use a learning tool that was already out there, one that was able to have students work together to discover, to explore, to create, namely Minecraft. And I would like to look at Minecraft not so much as a video game, but more as a video experience, right? It is a sandbox tool where students can let their guard down, where they can collaborate and they could create something absolutely amazing. Well, that something amazing is coming together right here, right now, because as an adult community, we quickly realized we did not have the adult aficionados to master this Minecraft game. So what did we do? Like so many other things at LaSalle, we solicited the students for help. In the first week of school, we put something out in our daily bulletin. We advertised that we were interested in getting students who were self-proclaimed Minecraft experts who were willing to meet and try to pull something like this off. We had nearly 30 students sign up. Some of them were seniors. Some of them were leaders on our robotics team. Some of them were leaders in our internet technology areas. Others, believe it or not, were freshmen, students who had not been in the building for more than a week or two, wanted to use this as a gateway experience to share with everybody what they know. We took that and we took advantage of that. And over the course of a dozen or so meetings over the last few weeks, we created a handful, actually more than a handful, we created 7 interconnected STEAM challenges on Minecraft, all culminating with a STEAM City ending experience. You'll see what that all means as we go through. So with that being said, I thank you for your time this evening, and I would like to hand things over to 2 of our students, 2 seniors, one senior who is a leader on our school's FRC robotics team, and that is Adam Vera, and the other student you've already heard a few times, Ryan Keenan, who is a leader in our internet technology area. So Ryan and Adam, take it away.
Thanks, Mr. Barna. Hey everybody, I'm Adam Sparrow, currently serving as the team captain for the LaSalle Robotics team. In this position, I manage the team and help evaluate the progress of the robotics season. This STEAM night, I organize students who are working together in learning, creating, and testing this year's STEAM night Minecraft challenges. Throughout this project, the students and I were able to create many activities which encourage teamwork, problem solving, and active learning surrounding the ideas of science, technology, engineering, and math. During the design process, many teachers helped guide students through a planning phase, building phase, and testing phase to ensure everything goes as planned. I will now be handling it off to another student that I have been working closely with, Ryan Keenan.
Thanks, Adam. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Keenan, and I'm currently the Director of IT for the Lab Manager program. I am responsible for working alongside Mr. Bonner, the Director of Technology and Information Systems, in ensuring that daily IT operations go as expected on test and production environments while managing a group of students called Lab Managers who are gaining real-world IT experience. This STEAM Night project has had my team and I ensure that we have a Minecraft server configured correctly and running for the students to start creating the events your sons will participate in tonight. As you can see on this slide, there's a bunch of servers which my team and I have deployed and manage as a highly available test environment. This environment will be hosting the Minecraft event tonight. In that test environment, we deployed the Minecraft server virtually to be entirely run by students, giving real-world experience in system administration, network administration, game hosting, and so much more. And I'm going to hand it off to Mr. Doc.
Great, Ryan. Thank you so much. Mr. Johnson, if we could put up the slide now for the guys to go to, that would be fantastic. So in a moment, what's going to happen to all the young guys that are out there, our prospective students, gentlemen, this is the website that you should go to begin your journey in our virtual world created by LaSalle students. So www.lchs.org/Minecraft. Just a heads up, these students should be going to do this on a separate PC, not the one that you're actually watching this presentation from, parents, because we're going to continue on giving you kind of an education about our STEAM curriculum in a moment here. So again, all the young guys, get up, stop what you're doing, go to your PCs and log on to www.lchs.org/Minecraft. And we are more than excited to get you guys up and moving in that virtual world. Mr. Ryan McDowell, member of our teaching faculty, also one of the heads of the robotics teams here at LaSalle, is waiting for all the young men. So the time right now is 6:48. We are going to be back here in 2 minutes to continue on with our STEAM curriculum for all the adults that are still attending. Please hang in there. I promise it'll be worth it. But please just help your sons get to www.lchs.org/Minecraft. We'll be back on here in about 1 minute. So on my end on things here, I can actually see a bunch of guys dropping out of the session, which is fantastic. It's our LaSalle students that will be guides to your sons in the virtual world, and hopefully it's all of your sons that are going to sign on to their own personal PC at the website provided. You can see that Mr. Johnson, who's fantastic down in our technology department, also has put something in there for parents later on. If you want to go back to this chat or at the end and click on YouTube or a live stream from our WXP student produced news station, you can also watch the guys actually in action when we're done here. Mr. Johnson, I'm ready to get going whenever you are in about a minute. If you could just continue on. There we go. So at this time, again, just to all of the adults that are joining us, just a reminder that your sons should be joining us virtually in the Minecraft area at the website that's right there in the chat, lchs.org/Minecraft. And we're going to move on kind of with the adult portion of this and kind of educate prospective families about all that's going on in terms of LaSalle College High School and our STEAM curriculum. At this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce, I'm very thankful for the heads of this department joining us, our faculty members this evening, to kind of talk more about LaSalle and their individual areas of excellence. I'm going to turn it over to Steve Donchevsky. Steve is the department chair for our science department. Steve was actually my teacher a long time ago, now a close friend, and he's also the head swimming coach and does an excellent job in all of those areas. Steve, go ahead, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Dougherty. Just don't forget, it wasn't that long ago that I taught you. But again, I think Mr. Bonner, said it best when he was talking about all of the great things that we did, dating back into March. Even wherever I went, like around the community, neighbors, wherever it might be, people that didn't really have an association with LaSalle kept saying, wow, I keep hearing all these great things about what LaSalle's doing and the education, and you guys haven't skipped a beat. And that's absolutely true. And so when we came back in August, we were, very reinvigorated, all right, after our summer. And so when the science department, got together, we knew our blackboard inside and out. We know that we could teach to our students at home, but then also have the students in front of us. But one of the things that we kind of came across is, what are we going to do about labs? Because let's face it, right? Most young men learn and make that connection to the content, right, by having a hands-on experience. So labs were critical. So we couldn't just stop doing labs. We needed to continue on with the labs, and we needed to kind of push on with those labs to make sure that the students made those connections. So science connected with IST department, and really they came through big time. Yes, teachers all got cameras, but then each discipline within science got a whole selection of different cameras. So the IST department spared no expense for us, and so we were, we were able to continue to make labs student-centered. So all of these students got pretty much their personal cameras that are in the labs. They plug them into their laptops, and then they, in a small group, in a collaborate breakout session, as Mr. Bonner referred to before, they became the instructors of the lab. So again, it allowed the students here to be running the labs individually, and then for the students at home, all right, to also be engaged. I mean, what other better way to learn is with peer learning? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment, and we're going to have one of our seniors, Peter Ray, and he's going to show you what would it be like from the student's perspective in a lab, and he's going to go through the dissection, not a full dissection, but a dissection of a starfish. So take it away, Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Donchevsky. Good evening, everyone, and I'll briefly go over with you the external anatomy of a starfish that we have here. Here in the center of the starfish is what's called the central disc that holds the stomach and mouth of the starfish, and then extending out are each of the arms, holding secondary stomachs as well as the reproductive organs. And here, this sort of lighter tan spot at the center of the starfish, this is the madreporate that allows water to enter the starfish and create pressure and suction, which is how the starfish can move about its environment without actually having any muscles or skeleton. And even here at the end of the feet of the starfish, the end of each foot, is a light dot known as the eye spot, which is the closest thing the starfish has to eyes as it senses the difference between light and dark. Now, in this virtual dissection experience, as I was going through identifying each of these different portions of the starfish, I would leave the chat box open for my classmates to ask any questions they have about the functions of each of the different body parts I identified, and also give them the opportunity to identify different things themselves by maybe turning the starfish over and pointing here to these little sucker cups and asking for the scientific term, which would be ampullae. This experience of a virtual dissection has been far better than us students expected. We could watch a video online of the dissection, but it's so different when you're working with your classmates and with the friends you formed here at LaSalle. And their work in the lab you can participate in by asking questions, providing answers, and also requesting they elaborate on any portions of the specimen that you're unfamiliar with. And also, this type of dissection builds the community, because as we're split between our gold and blue cohorts, when you're at home, it gives you an opportunity to interact and learn with your classmates and friends who are presently in the school. All right, now I'll turn it back to Mr. Dincheski.
Peter, fantastic job. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to go to Mr. Thomas Lang, and he is the chair of the mathematics department. Tom?
Thank you, Steve. Yes, welcome again, everyone. My name is Mr. Lang. I am the math department chair here at LaSalle, and much like the other departments and disciplines, we definitely had to adjust ourselves with our curriculum and everything else that we were looking at in terms of our reaction to the pandemic and the COVID crisis and how we dealt. And I think the math department definitely, our teachers are very strong in general, but they definitely had to pivot and adjust the way they did things and kind of move away from some of the typical tests, quizzes that they're used to. And we did, while we often would use projects, we adjusted and developed a lot more of a project-based learning and technology-based, and really adjusted the way we assess students and to get moving past just the typical tests and quizzes. Moving into this current year as a hybrid, we've definitely been able to keep that going, that momentum that we developed in the spring, and we were able to go through and continue that and be able to work face-to-face with some students in the building and working with those at home while still moving along with the robust classes that we offer. Most typical students are going to start in some level of an Algebra 1 or Algebra 2 for LaSalle, and we want to establish that foundation to get them to some of those upper level classes, pre-calculus and calculus and statistics. At the high schools, we are really getting students to AP Calc, AB, AP Calc BC, and AP Statistics as well. And having dealt with the AP Statistics class and with the teachers that teach the AP Calc classes, they adjusted with some of the courses that they had with College Board and how their curriculum changed at the end of last year and how it's changing kind of as we go this year. And they've done a really great job with that. Finally, we also adjusted working with our Mathletes program and having to have students work this year, beginning virtually while some are here and some are not here, and competing against other schools. We've kind of modified our Mathletes program where we have students that are working together here in the building at the same time, kind of collaborating with those that are at home, and we've adjusted some of the way that's done, and uploading everything that we normally do and getting them to work. Their first competition is actually scheduled to be for tomorrow, so we're been practicing together and hoping that it's going to go well. In that light, I'd like to let one of our students, a junior student named Brendan Nguyen, talk. He is currently taking AP calculus and is one of our stronger members of our Mathletes program. So he's going to talk there. And Brendan, if you're ready to go.
So my name is Brendan Nguyen. I'm currently a junior, and I'm also a member of the Mathletes. Personally, this hybrid process has been working well for me and has not presented any challenges so far. During classes, whenever I'm online and have a question, I'm able to use the raise hand option as if I was physically in the classroom. In my math class, homework assignments are the same, but tests are different, whereas on test days, when I'm at home, I'm given an electronic copy of the test and have to submit my work and answers online. As for Mathletes, the competitions are now being held over multiple days, so it still works out as I get to choose the best available time for me to come in and compete in the competition.
Great, thank you very much, Brendan. I appreciate that. And we're now going to hand it off to Mr. Robert Johnson, who's the department chair for Information Sciences and Technology department.
Hello. Okay. Hello. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to go through and kind of talk about our technology classes and our technology extracurricular programs that all kind of come together through our, all these things we've been talking about, this evening. We have over 20 different classes. So I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint here and get that rolling for you guys. And we'll get moving. I'm sorry. Let's get there. Sorry. All right. So we have a lot of classes down here in the technology department. We have a really focus on experiential learning and creative skills. As a major part of the STEAM, initiative, is the critical thinking and creativity of problem solving and fixing problems, but also, communicating and getting, things out there, to show your knowledge and not just show it in a test or in a set, being able to create some kind of foundational piece that you can share, whether it's a video or a robot or a program or an application or a network, being able to show those skills, especially in the 21st century environment, is vital, to a lot of students. There are some students that may not do, very well in science or math, but they are really creative and are good more in the arts area. And that's where our kind of curriculum comes together to bring all these pieces together, for the students here at LaSalle. These are kind of the 5 C's of our department of Information Sciences and Technology: creativity, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creative problem solving. Some of the classes will use all 5 of these. Some of them will mix them here and there, but at some point in this program, in our curriculum, they will experience these and work together to come up with finite goals and outcomes for these classes. This is a look at our curriculum. There are over 20 classes. Every freshman will come in and get the Introduction to IST class. That class is a requirement. It's full. The first half of that class, the students primarily focus on the LMS and the learning technology here at LaSalle to be successful in all their classes. So they know how to use an Excel spreadsheet for science, and they know how to make a graph for math, and they know how to use the LMS to submit their digital paperwork. And now in this hybrid environment, we go over more about the asynchronous and synchronous learning and how that works in an online environment and how to succeed and do that well. Now that we're kind of, bridging the gap between these 2 modes of instruction. From there, we have various levels and courses that they can go through. In the IST class, they'll get a week about a cycle module of all these areas, with the hope being that we spark some interest in one of these levels so they can begin to take some elective their sophomore, junior, and senior year. The freshman class, again, these are the main things we go over. There's programming, the Adobe Creative Cloud. Every student at LaSalle College High School receives access to the Adobe Creative Cloud and Office 365. Professional level technology, professional level resources that kids are going to use in college and careers if they choose to use this, down the road. Our classes, we have an Adobe Design Academy. We've really grown over the last 5 to 10 years. I've been here this is my 15th year at LaSalle. When I first started, 1 video production class. Now we're at the point where we have 3 levels of video production. We have Photoshop, we have web design, we have graphic design, we have print design. We have certifications given right here on campus through Certiport. We have management level courses that are act as interns. So the students will get school credit for running our TV program, which is WEXP, running our social media channels. They'll help and publish and post social media updates. They're able to do a lot of hands-on experiential learning through the program. Engineering and entrepreneurship are our 2 newest tracks. We have an entrepreneurship class where the kids are, learn how to start a business. Also some AutoCAD and engineering classes where they're going to learn the basics of, engineering and design and using software. And the robotics will move into the robotics program as well. So it's a way to get some class time to the robotics guys and not just on the weekend time, which we'll talk about more in a second. We have the IT Academy. The IT Academy has been around for about 20 years. Again, we offer industry level certifications for all these different Microsoft softwares. We've certified, I think, over 200 students in the last 15 to 20 years. When you come in, hopefully for a tour, you'll see our wall of achievement, which has all the names of everybody since 1999 that has gone through the program and received the certification. We also offer 4 programming classes. They're always shifting with the times. Right now we're offering Visual Basic, Java, JavaScript, Python, and C++. But there's always room for us to grow and move as the technology morphs each year. In addition to our curriculum, we have clubs that all correspond with these classes. So as freshmen, students can jump right in and apply to be a lab manager. They can jump into WEXP, which is our media network. It used to just be a morning show where we did the morning announcements, but as media has changed, it's now a 24/7 kind of content creation team where students will work on videos for our website, for social media, for our homeroom. They'll run our Twitter accounts. They will produce podcasts. They'll take photography. They'll graphic design for our digital signage and all of our feeds, digitally. They get a lot of hands-on experience. Our publications, we have a yearbook and a newspaper. And then robotics teams has grown. We had 1 team, and now we're up to about 4 teams. The beauty of our school and the program is that we really do try to do everything with distinction and do it great. And we try to stay ahead of the curve with everything. This field moves very quickly. We have great support from the administration in terms of manpower, in terms of budgetary resources. And as well as kind of the freedom for us to continue to move forward and stay ahead of any other school in the area and a lot of colleges with what we're offering. Hope to see you guys here soon to learn more. But now we're going to head it over to the robotics guys to talk about the robotics team and Vishal Patel.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. So my name is Vishal Patel, and I'm one of the 2 robotics coaches here at LaSalle College High School. The program was started by Mr. McDowell and myself back in September 2013. When we started in 2013, our shop was in the basement of the Dunleavy Center. And as we grew out of that space, we're now in the Kessler Hall, which is where I'm talking to you from now. And I've invited 2 young men to come and join us here virtually to speak to you about our program and how we've expanded our coursework and our team as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris to talk to you about first robotics.
Yes, thank you. My name is Christopher White. I'm a sophomore in the robotics program, and I am in the Introduction to Robotics class. FIRST Robotics is an acronym meaning for inspiration and recognition of science and technology. The mission of FIRST is to inspire young people to be leaders and innovators by engaging them in exciting mentor-based programs that build STEAM skills and that inspire innovation and foster well-rounded life capabilities, including self-confidence, communication, and leadership. The FIRST program is subdivided into 4 skill-based levels. first LEGO League introduces STEAM to children ages 4 through 16 through fun, exciting, hands-on learning. LaSalle Robotics supports 3 FLL Junior and 5 regular FLL teams. These include teams at Holy Trinity School, Our Mother of Consolation, St. Aloysius, and Our Lady of Calvary. In the next level, First Tech Challenge, students learn to think like engineers. Teams design, build, and code robots to compete in an alliance format against other teams. We have 2 AC teams at LaSalle dedicated to giving freshmen an introduction to these concepts. Finally, in first robotics competition, high school students are challenged to build industrial-sized robots to play a difficult field game in alliance with other teams, while also fundraising to meet their goals. Leadership capabilities, brand development techniques, and community awareness are just some of the vital skills ingrained in robotics students. Now I will let my brother Kevin talk about the Introduction to Robotics class offered here at LaSalle. Yes, I'm Kevin White. I am the Director of Media and Marketing for LaSalle Robotics. And the Introduction to Robotics class, as you can see on this slide, is a great way for students with little or no prior engineering experience to explore engineering and robotics essentials. The class covers the fundamentals, including engineering design, project planning, time management, workshop safety, programming, and collaboration. Students learn the importance of design and time management in engineering, a skill applied to almost any field of work. In addition, collaboration is always regarded as a key component of robotics. In a normal year, students would work in groups to design, build, and program a competition-grade robot. This year, unfortunately, with the current pandemic situation, students are learning the same fundamentals through individual experiences. One of these experiences includes assembling miniature robot kits to learn the mechanics behind even the smallest of robots. Students also learn how to safely and effectively operate power tools and apply them to the tasks at hand. The Introduction to Robotics class incorporates science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics into a comprehensive robotics experience. Here's Mr. Patel.
Hi, so I'm going to finish up with our other course that we have here to offer. Is the Principles of Engineering course. So this is a senior level course. It's geared for seniors who want to explore the principal applications of engineering in various fields, such as various fields of engineering, for example, civil, mechanical, electrical, and even the emerging field of mechatronics. Student collaboration is very essential in this course due to project-based learning and problem-solving learning theories that are involved in this course. Students identify a problem, they'll transition to initial concepts, to prototyping, to testing, to further iterations, and then communicating their conclusions to their peer group. Teachers and administrators are invited to attend and sit in on the presentations that the students make throughout the course. And these are just some of the things that they've worked on over the years. They have a, in the top right, you see a group of guys that are working on a woodcraft, which is a Rube Goldberg project, which is requiring them to think outside the box to solve a task. So I'm going to hand it off over to Mr. Dougherty.
Yep. Hear me, Vish?
Yep.
Great. So I got to be honest, I am ecstatic because I'm watching the live stream of all of your sons in the virtual world, and you know, professionally, that was a bit nerve-wracking for me to see it all come together and actually work. Our students were absolutely tremendous. They're in there now, so I would highly recommend when we follow up here for any parent that's interested in Minecraft, which is a bit outside of my personal comfort zone, to follow the live stream from the link that's posted in the chat. It's pretty entertaining to watch, and they're on their way. So the boys should be probably done about 8 o'clock. I know our LaSalle guys were ecstatic about all the work that they put in. To be honest, you know, our LaSalle students put probably north of 100 hours working on the virtual world for your sons this evening. So it's a really special evening for us, and I'm glad it all came together. I'm going to talk about the timeline that Mr. Johnson will put back up there in 1 second, just for those prospective parents that are wondering kind of, you know, this is STEAM night, it's great, where we are in the fall and where we're going. So the timeline for for families that are thinking about LaSalle College High School, you know, obviously our entrance tests have come and gone. We are testing young men between now and October 13th to still be eligible for merit-based scholarships. So I'd highly encourage you, if you're a family of an 8th grader and haven't tested yet, and you're joining us this evening, to really contact my office tomorrow. And that would be wonderful, and we'd love to facilitate your son in terms of taking our entrance exam. Our online applications, one thing that we did that you should understand is we kind of went against the norm in terms of admissions timelines this year. A lot of schools, respectively and understandably, kind of struggled in terms of how to reopen. We tons and tons of planning here at LaSalle, and safety is our utmost concern in terms of our students and our faculty and our families. So we actually brought the students back August 17th, which enabled us to offer VIP days starting September 1st. And, we had to limit, in typical years, our VIP days, we would have anywhere from 20 to 30 kids on an average day. This year, we're limiting that to 5. So if your son has not signed up for a VIP day, we would love for him to schedule a shadow day with us, and you can do that on our website. And we have shadows actually every single day of the week of the year, so please look into that. So in terms of the timeline, so the test hopefully has already taken place for the majority of you that are still out there. All of those results will be mailed back with decisions prior to Christmas. The one thing that I would like to highlight, because it was very applicable to me and my family, I think a long time ago, but as Mr. Doncheski said, maybe not that long ago. But financial aid is what should be filed right now if it's applicable to your family and to your sons. That's totally confidential, but it's very important that you understand the financial aid application for the class 2025. So if your son's in 8th grade, that should be completed before Halloween. If you ever have any questions about that, don't ever hesitate to reach out to myself or any member of my team here in the admissions office. And then get excited that decisions letters, as I mentioned, will be coming before Christmas. And then we are asking families to make up their minds and decide if they'd like to be part of this amazing institution by the end of January. If you ever have a question about any of the processes in terms of admissions or financial aid, again, please do not hesitate to reach out. The last thing that I would point out is this date kind of in March. We would ask young men that want to take certain assessments to test into higher level courses to do that in March. You can do that in math, language, and science. English, we do it based off of the entrance exam, as well as our AP Human Geography class as well offer the entrance exam. So any questions that you ever have about the admissions process or financial aid, please do not ever hesitate to reach out. Another really important couple things to point out is we offer personal tours this year, something new to LaSalle, and we actually offer them every single day at 9, 10, and 11. So you can also sign up for a personal tour for you and your family. You're more than welcome to bring your son to the personal tour if you'd like to, but we'd love to facilitate that on any day that works for you. The other thing that's coming up in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks is our Explore the Arts on Monday, October 19th at 6:30. So if you have a talented musician at home or artist, please make sure that you sign up for that. Just FYI, we are going to try and do that in person, but it will be outside under a gigantic wedding tent if we can. So again, if you have a talented artist or musician, make sure to sign up for our Explore the Arts night on October 19th. The last thing that I got to make a plug for would be our Mornings at LaSalle. Mornings at LaSalle are by far the best way for a prospective parent to actually get to see LaSalle College High School when it's alive and thriving with our students. It's from 9 to 11 on a variety of days throughout the year. We actually have one coming up this Wednesday. And, if you can make it and work it into your work schedule, I would highly recommend it. Again, it's probably the best thing that a prospective parent can do. At this time, if anyone has any questions about our STEAM curriculum or evening, please feel free to use the chat function that's right there in front of you if you'd like to do that. Again, your sons are all live right now in our virtual world in Minecraft created by LaSalle students. I'd highly recommend looking into, here's a look at it right now. So this is the live stream. I know what I'm looking at now, but I got to be honest, a month ago I had no clue what we were talking about, but I was extremely confident in the capabilities of all of our students and faculty. So this is the guys in the virtual world going through all the different challenges. Again, our LaSalle students spent 100+ hours building this world, which is pretty remarkable. I want to offer you one last chance. If you have any questions, to type them into the chat. We'd be happy to facilitate those. Also happy to answer any questions if families again want to sign up for their personal tours, 9, 10, and 11 single day. The Explore the Arts night on Monday, October 19th. And Mornings at LaSalle, which are given on a variety of times throughout the year. But please make sure you go into our website, www.lchs.org, to look at all the potential admissions opportunities for you and your sons. And thank you so much for your interest in LaSalle. This is truly a remarkable institution with amazing students, families, and faculty. And we look forward to the potential of having you and your sons. If it is the right fit for your son and the right fit for your family, we'd love to have you. And again, this is just such a special place. And It's my job and our job as teachers, faculty, and administrators here, to answer and help you guys along your journey, because we really do believe it's all about the right fit for your sons and for your families. It's such an important decision, and these are such unprecedented times. We're here to help you. So please just reach out if you ever have any questions whatsoever. But to continue watching the live stream, go to lschs.org/WXP. You can also find it on Twitter. But again, just want to thank you very much for your interest in LaSalle College High School. Hope you and your families are healthy and doing well. And we look forward to working with you in the future. Have fun in that Minecraft. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.